he's on absolute fire, and when he's in that form, you just want to get the ball to him as much as possible.
Newcastle's rise in the Premier League is impossible to discuss without mentioning their world-class centre forward, Alexander Isak.
Yeah, he's a huge player for Newcastle. He's the one that, he's one of the ones that can give Newcastle a spark. He's got great ability.
The Swedish international has been described as unique by those inside the club, and continues to prove why he's regarded as one of the very best strikers in the league.
So is he the Premier League's most informed striker at the moment? Are we agreeing that?
In 2024, Isak had evolved into a complete forward, scoring 25 goals in the calendar year, the best individual tally for a Newcastle player since Alan Shearer's 27 goals in 2002. Eddie Howe, a manager who's normally very reserved, was uncharacteristically expressive in praising the Swedish striker, especially after Isak's hat-trick against Ipswich Town.
I think he's an exceptional talent. I hope he'll even get even better from this point. I think there's more to come from him.
The performance, marked by his lethal finishing and intelligent movement, were a reminder that Isak is among the league's elite. Isak's remarkable form in 2024 saw him join an exclusive group of Newcastle players who have scored in 7 consecutive Premier League matches, something that was only achieved by Alan Shearer and Joe Willock. I thought Santiago Munoz or Gavin Harris would be part of this list too, but I guess not. It actually seems like Isak is learning a lot from Alan Shearer, as he has increased the number of goals he's scoring inside the box. His finishing instincts were on full display in Newcastle's win over Tottenham Hotspur. A low cross from Jacob Murphy found Isak perfectly positioned for a tap-in, showing his ability to exploit the defensive lapses and actually be able to convert high-quality chances. It was yet another addition to his increasing tally of goals from inside the 6-yard box. Now, Shearer was also a master of working inside the box, but he wasn't always like that. It's a part of his game that he developed. In his own words to The Athletic, he was on a terrible run of form until Bobby Robson took over at Newcastle in 1999.
Confidence was at an all-time low, including myself. If he hadn't have come in, then I would have probably had to have left the football club.
Bobby told him to do the majority of work inside the 18-yard box, between the posts.
There was just something about him that when he spoke to you, that he knew what made you tick.
Now this might seem like basic information, thank you Captain Obvious, but the advice worked, with Shearer scoring 5 goals against Sheffield in Bobby's first match in charge at St James's Park. Then Shearer scored 2 more goals against Leeds the next weekend, then another 2 against Middlesbrough. Honestly man, Alan Shearer was a beast. Isak is now trying to improve his finishing just like Shearer did to score more goals. Only a few other players have scored more goals in the 6-yard box in a single Premier League season since 2018-2019 than Isak. Keep in mind, the Swede still has half the season to still play. In an interview with Alan Shearer in early 2024, Isak had actually acknowledged the need to improve his presence in the 6-yard box. It was something that he had discussed with Eddie Howe, as the Swede was hungry to get more goals.
Something you're working on in training?
I think it's a combination. Obviously, I always want the ball in the box, but we've been speaking about it as well with the gaffer and to play more centrally.
Since then, he's really improved his movement, increasing his one-touch shot rate by 15%.
Onside in the area, Alexander Isak!
But on top of Isak improving his movement and positioning, a crucial factor in his goal-scoring improvement has been Newcastle's attacking structure. The introduction of Lewis Hall as a regular left-back has brought balance to the team's attack, reducing their reliance on Kieran Trippier on the right-hand side. Because before, with Dan Burn at left back, there was a real over-reliance on Kieran Trippier to be able to create everything going forward from the right back spot. Hall's overlaps and accurate deliveries have already led to 3 of Isak's goals, one of them being in Newcastle's win against Manchester United. Hall's perfectly timed cross found Isak in the box, who rose above the defenders to score with precision. You could maybe argue that scoring against United isn't that impressive because their defense looks like Swiss cheese, but it's still a really good partnership between Hall and Isak. Another partnership that's proven to be effective is the Murphy to Isak connection. Against Spurs, Jacob Murphy set up Isak with what is becoming a trademark low cross. The Englishman has assisted 6 of Isak's goals since 2022, including a memorable backheel assist against Ipswich. These partnerships really highlight Newcastle's tactical evolution under Eddie Howe. With overlapping fullbacks and direct wingers, they're able to create much more opportunities for their clinical number 14. With Gordon and Hall on the left side, along with Murphy and Livramento on the right side, Newcastle are lethal going forward. When Shearer had interviewed Isak for The Athletic in January of 2024, Isak just had 4 6-yard box goals in 37 league appearances. He got 9 goals from 11 shots in 33 appearances following that interview, meaning only Manchester City's Erling Haaland had scored more 6-yard Premier League goals than Isak since the 2022-2023 season. But what makes Isak better, what makes him unique, is that he's more well-rounded than someone like Haaland. Isak still drops in during the build-up play, connects with his teammates. By dropping deep, he's able to create space for his teammates like Gordon and Bruno Guimaraes. This selfless style was evident in Newcastle's match against Leicester City, where Isak's off-the-ball movement dragged defenders out of position, allowing Hall and Gordon to exploit the wide spaces. Now you might say, well, Haaland can do that as well. His positioning constantly drags players out of position. Yes, but can Haaland pick up the ball from deep and dribble past multiple players with ease? I don't think so. Look at this clip of Isak dribbling against Everton. I just chuckled thinking about Haaland trying to recreate this.
League this season, that goal means that they've only kept 1 clean sheet in their last 12 Premier League matches now. Only Leicester have kept fewer since the start of February. Here's Isak.
So not only can Isak grab the ball and create moments of magic on his own, but now he's also a threat in the box.
Miley takes a touch, rolls it through for Isak!
Isak's full range of abilities was on display in Newcastle's match against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. First goal comes from Isak pouncing in the box. Second goal from Gordon is set up because of Isak's magic. Having said all this, Newcastle's reliance on Isak is also a potential vulnerability. With Callum Wilson sidelined due to injury and the young William Osula still unproven, Isak's fitness is crucial for the success of Newcastle. If he were to get injured, Newcastle's goal-scoring options would be significantly limited. Sure, Gordon can play up top, but he isn't a natural number 9. What really separates Isak from his peers is his efficiency in front of goal. In 2024, he had outperformed his expected goals tally by 3.07 goals, with a shot conversion of 24.7% and a shooting accuracy of 66.2%. Remarkably, Isak had scored 7 goals from 7 shots inside the 6-yard box during the season. Throughout the year, he had scored 26 goals, 23 of them coming in the Premier League. Only Haaland and Palmer had scored more goals. He is taking fewer shots than these guys, but his conversion and accuracy are higher. Now of course, this doesn't mean he's perfect. His failed chip attempt against United along with a missed one-on-one against Ipswich are reminders that Isak still has the capacity to get better. He is already an efficient finisher, but he can score so many more goals. Of course, when a player is playing so well, interest from top clubs begins to swirl around. Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly interested in the Swede, but Newcastle are determined to keep their star striker, especially since he's contracted until 2028.
If I was Arsenal and I had the money, I'd go out and buy Isak. You know, I'd break the bank for him. I think he's the best of the best. I think he takes Arsenal to another level.
If Arsenal are going to get him, get your wallet out, that's all I'd say.
Still a lot of money,
100
million for a player. It's frightening, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eddie Howe has been very clear about the club's stance. There is no part of him or anyone at Newcastle who wants to let him go. Alan Shearer shares the same feeling, stating on a podcast that he wouldn't sell Isak even for £150 million.
Would Alan take 150 million for Isak from Arsenal? If you got the 150 million, you would, wouldn't you, Alan?
No is the answer.
Really?
So how much do you want?
I agree with him, especially since good strikers have never been harder to find. There's only so many elite ones in the market, and Newcastle already have one of the very best.
Comfortably best centre forward in the league. I think his all-round game is better than Haaland's. I think he's got a lot more better attributes to his game individually than what Erling Haaland's got. I think he's a better finisher. I think his movement's better. I think his hold-up play is better.
His blend of technique, intelligence, and finishing make him a genuine difference maker. How many strikers are out there who are both a threat inside the box and outside of it? If he stays fit, Newcastle can end their trophy drought and secure a consistent place in Europe's top competitions. The club is headed in the right direction. They are building a project with a purpose. They just have to improve a few positions and they could challenge for the Premier League title. But if they sell Isak, that's going to significantly halt their progress. Isak's journey so far at Newcastle is a testament to his adaptability and growth. From a forward known for spectacular solo efforts to now becoming the king of the 6-yard box, Isak has become a complete striker capable of elevating Newcastle to new heights. With his combination of power, precision, and positional awareness, he's going to continue breaking records and solidifying his legacy as one of the Premier League's elite forwards. Now Isak, he's just one piece of a wonderful Newcastle rebuild project. To see how Newcastle have gone from struggling under Steve Bruce to one of the best teams in the Premier League, you gotta check out this video right here.